Another Brink Radio exclusive.
What's happening, everybody? Of course, it's your host, Brink Young, coming straight out of them South Memphis slums. And you are listening to Brink Radio right here on 96.3 FM, talking about bumping 96.3 because you know Brink put the B in bumping, right? Of course you do. Look, we got some tremendous guests joining us on the airwaves tonight. We're talking about legendary group UTurn. How you guys doing?
Hey, all right. What's up, Brink?
Hey, first and foremost, I got to say thank you guys for being guests on this platform. It really means a lot to have y'all, man.
Thank you just
Thank
as
you.
well.
It's a pleasure being here.
No doubt, no doubt. So we talking about legendary group UTurn. You guys have been doing your thing over the years, man, countless decades. We talking about going all the way back to 1975. Wow.
75, the year I graduated.
There we go.
Yeah.
You was just a young squirt then.
I wasn't even thought of then. I think I came maybe about 11 years later. I made my earthly debut. But let's talk about like forming this group. How did that come about?
Well, we formed back right after 75. Me and Gary started the band. You know, started this little two-piece thing, me and him.
Okay.
2502 Goodwill Lane.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so y'all started the two-piece, so I guess Mr. Bobby was the biscuit, huh?
Yeah, we both.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was-
Go ahead, Bob.
Yeah, I was stumbling down through that way, and I heard them play music and stuff just as well.
Did you say stumbling?
Yeah, I was stumbling. I might have had a little something, you know,
Well,
ahead of my time.
You might have
Yeah.
had a little shot.
Little
I made-
wild
so
turkey.
you know what I did after I heard them? I made a U-turn.
Okay. There we go.
When I came back, I
plug.
said, them guys sound great.
Yeah.
Good plug.
Matter of fact, like, where did the name UTurn come from?
well, the name came, we had a former guy, God rest his soul now, Michael Triggs. We was formerly known as the Camerios.
Okay.
And at a rehearsal one night, Mike just stopped rehearsing and said, "We need another name." That's how he talked. We need another name. So
We called him Goat.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody called him. His name was Michael Triggs, but we called him Goat. Everybody knew him as Goat.
Okay.
So we said, Mike, well, what we need? What's on your mind? He said, what about U-turn? And blam, I looked at Gary. We said, that's it.
It's been history ever since. Like
Ever
I said,
since.
these guys have been doing their thing. Now let's talk about, individualism. We got Gary GT Taylor, one of the founding members, obviously. Now you actually are one of the lead singers as well as you play bass guitar, correct?
That is correct.
Oh,
Bass guitarist and I sing.
all right. So let's talk about your background in music. Like, did you have any, or how did this thing come about?
No, this was actually a gift from God.
Okay.
I've never had any formal lessons. Even just learning my notes on the instrument, I learned those actually from Bobby.
Okay.
Bobby had a little bit more inclined. He was more musically inclined than I was about that.
Got you. And mentioning Bobby, we're talking about Mr. Bobby Wayne Jones, lead guitarist. Bobby,
Yes, sir.
where did the guitarism come from, man? I think I made that word up just now, but hey, we rolled.
That's a word. That's a word.
That's a word?
Yeah, that's a word.
Hey, I need to get in my dictionary a little bit more. Memphis City Schools, you understand me. Let's talk about guitarism, man. How did that become a part of your life?
Yeah, it was kind of inclined from, I inherited it from my mother. My mother played guitar just as well. She was a musician back in her days coming up. And
Okay.
I kind of picked it up from her and just kept it going, and it just, my family is just more musically inclined than anything, so, and I kind of learned a lot musical stuff. Like when I was going to school, I took musical classes just as well, and that helped a
They
lot.
taught you at Douglas High School?
Yeah,
Music?
they taught me at Douglas High School.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
School I
fire.
graduated from.
Prop Jackson.
Yeah,
Wow.
right. Yeah.
Your
And,
band director.
my brand director. Yeah. And it, just as well, it was pretty much, that's how I learned so far as music, just coming up,
Mr. Bobby, what were you like in school, man? Were you like a class clown or your ladies' man? Or
Well, in school, I was like, hey, I can't, like the other people couldn't wait to hear me play,
Okay.
musical, and stuff. And that was more of what got me over a lot by me being a musician, They found out I was a musician. I had women's everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know if I believe that, but okay. All right.
We'll go
with
along with
They
that.
say we'll
Right.
go along with
Yeah.
that. Last but not least, we have Kenneth Kenny Boy Taylor, another one of the founding members, as well as lead singer. And you be playing them drums too, right?
Right. Playing them skins, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, started watching old school guys playing, going downtown hearing the marching bands. That's way back then.
Yeah.
Bands would come down Main Street.
Okay.
Hearing those jokers playing them drums, man, I said, man, I want to do that.
Yeah.
Inspired you to play.
Inspired me to just get on them drums, Plus, I took a few lessons at school.
Okay.
Snare drum.
I also understand that you guys, started out banging on pots and pans, playing air guitars and playing booms and all that type of stuff.
Yep.
Right.
We did all of that. We did all of that.
And got in trouble for it, right?
We got in trouble. Sure did.
Soon as mom leave, I'm the babysitter.
Okay.
I'm the oldest. I'm keeping everybody. She hit that door, man. Soon as I see the clearing, I open the cabinets up, pull the pots out.
The time for a jam session.
Go out and break me some sticks off the trees.
And she know you had them because they were bent. So put them on the stove, they wouldn't sit. It's level.
Yeah. Oh man, that's incredible. So, of course, we got to talk more about this place called Club Paradise, man. That's the place where you guys pretty much made your bones at. Let's talk about that. Like, what was those experiences like? I know you guys had a lot of crazy stories from that place.
One particular story, I know that all the legends, performed there, and we were the opening act for them. But before they go on stage, they shot dice in the back.
Okay.
on the pool table.
Yeah.
So, I was like the little guy standing around the table like in Harlem Nights. Little janky, get you the little janky guy. Yeah, I was standing around when B.B. King and Lil Milton and all of them was rolling dice.
Yeah.
And they would tell me, I couldn't go out of the dressing room. I was too young. So I stayed back there, and that was a habit I grew up with.
Just out of my curiosity, who was winning on them dice? B.B. King? Was he breaking people on the dice?
I actually think it was BB's. What was his cousin's name? I think he was doing all the winning. Man, that was. Yeah, they would have some serious games back.
Wait a minute, are you sure they didn't let you in the game?
They wouldn't let me in.
No,
they never let me in the game. I stood around the table watching though.
Yeah. But of course, you did mention that you guys were able to open up. You guys were actually the house band.
House band.
Let's talk about how prestigious that is because, to be the house band, you definitely got to bring it. And you guys brought it. So let's talk about that first.
Man, the house band, being the house band at the age that we were, man, that was real exciting.
Yeah.
Because we had to audition for that job.
Yeah.
And we got it, and all of like I said, all the legends were there.
Yep.
The guy that owned that club was Sunbeam.
Okay.
And it used to be an old bowling alley where the it was the Paradise Club Paradise.
Okay.
But
It was
a
kind of
bowling
nervous at first, when we first started, because we had a lot of artists, just as well as us up there, and we had to be on stage with some of them also, and we was kind of nervous, but it was our first time just doing this.
And
like
the
that,
DJ the DJ for that club then was Captain Curtis Lee.
Okay. Wow. That's major.
Yeah, Captain Curtis Lee.
He's a
and
known.
he would get out and perform with us sometime.
Yeah.
We had fun.
Hey, my dad definitely told me about him, so that's why I was like, okay, I know,
you
I know
Cap.
some things.
Yeah,
I know some things.
Cap was
Okay.
the man.
Let's get into some of the names that you guys were fortunate to open up for, because I know we talked about Tink. Well, it was supposed to have been Tina Turner, but Tina couldn't make it.
Tina couldn't make it.
Tina.
I think Ike had something to do with that.
Okay.
Tina couldn't make
Don't
it.
say why she couldn't make it.
Yeah, I mean, I just know Ike had something
I
to do
probably beat her down, man. She couldn't make it, man.
Ain't no telling.
with it. Yeah, that was one of them. Bobby Blue Bland,
Okay.
Lil Milton, Johnny Taylor.
Oh man, we talking
Johnny
about
was
last $2, Johnny.
Oh
Taylor?
yeah, Johnny was the hottest act there, man. Anytime Johnny was there, you can count on it being 35, 36, 3,700 people.
Wow.
Yeah.
In one spot.
In one spot, and we were the opening act.
That's insane. Also, Bobby Rush, right?
Bobby Rush, yes, Bobby Rush. We did a tour in Mississippi,
Okay.
like a 6-month tour, and Bobby Rush was on that tour.
And people.
And Peoples was on that tour. Yeah, so we had fun.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Is Bobby Rush? He's the one who like to have the very shapely young ladies.
Yeah.
Now was he doing all of that back at Club Paradise as well? Or?
Back at Club Paradise,
Yeah.
his shows were just as hot
Oh, man.
as they are now.
If Instagram was around back then, if Facebook was around back then, hey, some people wouldn't be able to go home.
We did a show with Bobby Rush last year for young lady that we grew up with. Her 65th birthday party
Okay.
was up in Raleigh, a place called Richmond.
Event Center.
Richmond,
Event Center.
Event Center.
Okay.
Yeah. So Bobby Rush was there, and we were there as well.
Yeah. So let's talk more about, you guys being fortunate to do, be the house band in Club Paradise. In 1979, we're talking about the Stone Soul Picnic, over 15,000 people in attendance.
15.
It was actually covered by the Commercial Appeal, our, Memphis newspaper. And you guys actually pretty much the cover story.
Yes.
Let's talk about the whole experience.
Man, great experience, man. To have that kind of crowd.
Yeah.
That exposure, man.
Man, that exposure, man. You just seeing all those peoples out there, man. It's just, you feeling like, okay, I made it. You know?
And, you could just feel the energy,
Yeah.
From the crowd that was out there.
Really.
And it was the first time we had that many people to watch us perform
Yeah.
like
Okay.
that.
And back then, bands were really competitive. There were a lot of bands in Memphis, and Memphis was known for it. Band Clockwise, Freedom Express. There were a lot of, Concept. There were a lot of bands out there.
All right. So, of course, you guys also have toured all over the United States, primarily the Mid-South area. Let's talk about some of the cities and states that you guys have toured and played at.
Yeah, the cities, Mississippi, Texas, Arkansas, Oklahoma.
Yeah, we did all of those cities. Right. We were a college circuit band, so we did all of those sororities and fraternity parties.
Yeah.
On all of the campuses, pretty much.
Yeah, majority of them was all of them like down south.
Yeah.
Yeah, mostly. Yeah.
Now, there was actually one funny road story that you guys told me about. I'm not sure if it was a fraternity house or sorority house, but you said that everybody was, I can't remember if you said they were drunk and they were carrying around animals and ducks and all kind of stuff.
Yeah,
What happened?
that was at the University of Texas.
Okay.
And they had animals in the frat house.
Okay.
And they were, just kicking those animals around.
Wow.
While we were up on stage performing, they would grab a duck, grab him and snatch him and pour alcohol down his throat.
Drunk duck.
Drunk duck.
But that's not what they were calling it. They were calling it the duck.
Yeah.
What about the goldfishes?
Yeah,
Oh, man.
yeah, and the goldfish. That was on Ole Miss campus.
Okay.
Where they would had a little small swimming pool, a little kid swimming pool full of goldfish, and they would have the girls were the only ones that had to do it, but they would pull a goldfish out, and they had to swallow the goldfish.
Wow.
And chase it with alcohol.
Wow. That's disgusting.
That was crazy.
and the alcohol that they chased it with, they had another tub full of Everclear
Wow.
and punch.
Ugh.
Yeah.
And they would dip in there and dip and drink that.
What though?
Yeah.
After all, it was just like a circus to us. We was enjoying it.
Yeah.
It was funny.
So while they looking at y'all looking at them.
Yeah.
We were on Roach College campus one time.
Okay.
And they had a big tub of drink. All I know was red, and they were calling it abortion punch.
Wow.
But I know everybody was drunk off of it.
Wow, that's insane. That is insane. So, of course, let's talk more about you guys actually remade one of the classic songs. We're talking about Brick House.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
We did a remake of Brick House.
It's not like in the early 90s.
Yeah,
Okay.
somewhere around there. We made that record with Art Gilliam,
Okay.
the general manager, CEO of
WLOK.
WLOK, and he heard us a few times. We played on all of the Stone Soul Picnic, so he was familiar with us, and we did that record with him, remake of it.
Also, you guys did a record, Tonight I Want Your Love. That was in the 90s you guys recorded that, right?
Yeah, that was in the 90s. Chris, my little brother, and my son leading that. Shouts out to Chris and my son Eric.
Absolutely. And you said that was actually featured on, you said Slam It or Jam It?
Slam It or Jam It. That's when they rate your songs.
Okay.
And we got a rating of 70-30. So
Wow.
we got the 70.
Okay. And
So
so you
now-
guys definitely got a lot of publicity off of that. Of course, another thing that we got to talk about, man, because you guys are phenomenal when it comes to cover cover songs. I've heard you guys cover things like songs like Purple Rain, cover songs from the Barcades as well. Who are some of the groups and songs that you guys like covering? I remember you said Cameo. That's one of the groups you like.
Cameo,
Yeah.
Earth, Wind, and Fire.
We got to put Confunction in there.
Confunction,
Michael
yeah.
Cooper, yeah.
So many, varieties of group.
Daz Band. Yeah, I mean a bunch of them.
Whispers.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, we even covered those. Send a shout out to William Jones. He was one of our singers. He's still around. He just retired from singing, but send a shout out to William Jones. Also Carol. She's God rest her soul. She's deceased now, but Carol was one of the greatest female vocalists ever in this city. And I also want to send out a shout out to my uncle, James Chambers. He was a 2-time Stellar Award winner.
Okay.
For WLOK, and also send a shout out to Tim Horton.
Okay.
Tim Horton is the member. He's a member of Kool and the Gang right now. He's been playing with Kool and the Gang. He's a drummer of Kool and the Gang, 28 years. So I also want to send a shout out to my son. Wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for him. Is Corey Cash.
Corey Cash.
Yeah,
Definitely want to
That's
shout out
my
Corey
nephew.
Cash.
Corey do
Get my hand on
everything.
Yeah, man.
Corey take care of everything. Producing,
Shout out to
promoting.
Chris J. Chris J is our younger brother. He's helping us a lot with these projects we're doing.
Absolutely. And that's actually where I was getting ready to segue into Chris J. We're talking about this guy is known all over. I remember seeing Chris J on BT 106 in Park. Right after I graduated from high school. What was that feeling like to see your family, your blood, your brother on national television like that?
Man,
We're so proud of him. We are so proud of him. Still proud. He's still making us proud.
Yeah.
Being the lead singer of the Barcades right now, they chose him, and I'm so glad they did. He's doing great.
Yep.
And I remember they had not to cut you off, but they had a countrywide search, for the next lead singer.
Yes.
And out of everybody all over this country, man, they picked Chris J. That says a lot.
Yeah, right back to Memphis, hometown.
Yep.
Absolutely. So, of course, you guys right now have a song, brand new single. We're talking about You Turned It, featuring Chris J. Will be coming out soon. Let's talk about this song.
And You Turned It.
Wow, that's a good one, man. I think it's gonna be great for the public. They're gonna love it. It's a dance song. If you want to dance, you can get up and dance, man.
And it's a lot of touching. Also, it's a song that got a lot of touching. And when you hear it, it's just like a story.
Yeah.
Like a beginning to the end. And that's the way it starts.
She turned your life around. She's my backbone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. And we actually will be premiering that song right here on Brink Radio very shortly. So, of course, I hope, man, I got to see a music video for that. Y'all cooking something up?
Definitely going to do that. Definitely going to do that.
All kind of ideas for that one.
Want to send a shout out also to our lovely wives who support us in this, man, because it takes a lot of time in doing this music. Mm-hmm. And my wife has been supporting me. We've been married 45 years.
Wow, congratulations.
So I love you, Linda. Just wanted you to hear that.
Love you too, Candy. It's like candy.
There you go. There you go. What I'm going to allow you guys to do right now, I want you to go ahead, introduce your brand new single to the world, man. Go ahead.
You Turned It by UTurn.
Check it out. You turned my life around. That's the way it goes.
UTurn, we coming soon.
And of course, we back. We're talking about Brink Radio right here on 96.3 FM. I'm your host, Brink Young, coming straight out of them South Memphis slums. Pinky and the thumb, trying to get y'all sprung while I get me some. You just heard You Turned It by UTurn featuring Chris J. Actually produced by UTurn. You guys producing your own music too?
Producing our own music.
Let's talk about
let's
that.
Send a shout out also to Jonathan Davenport.
Okay, J Dav, yeah.
J Dav is one of our producers.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the key behind everything.
Yeah. Hey, it's always going to be a mastermind like J Dav behind something. That guy is super talented. And, of course, Chris J is super talented as well. So let's go ahead and talk about the musical climate in Memphis right now. How do you guys feel? Where we at?
Oh, Memphis is just loaded with talent, man. I mean, extremely loaded.
Loaded.
It's just got to be exposed.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
definitely here.
Yeah, we just like I said, we've been in it a long time. You know, not hating on nobody, but we haven't got the credit that recognition that we need.
You just do, correct.
But we older, we still coming. We know we're not gonna give up.
Yeah,
Shout out to you, Brent, for having us here too, man.
No doubt.
Like, this is an opportunity for us to get our name out there again. So we really appreciate you very much.
hey, I appreciate you guys.
And you
for
know,
being
Memphis
here.
is the heart of entertainment. That's where it all started from, man. You know, entertainment just keep on rolling in. You know.
Absolutely. And you know, a lot of people, they like to consider this city like a hub city, man. It's not just a hub for, you know, shipping and production and stuff like that, but also music, entertainment, you know, like there's so much spotlight on this city right now on a worldwide level. You know, it's insane. And personally, I feel like it hasn't been like this in a very long time, you know, maybe since like the Stax era or, you know.
The Stax era, you know, with Al Green and, you know, and Isaac Hayes, and Dave Porter and all those guys, man. They set the foundation for us.
Absolutely. So let's talk about, man, we talking about 50 years of UTurn. There are a lot of differences between when you guys first started and now, as far as servicing your music, getting your music out there, even touring. That's a bit different. What changes would you guys like to speak on right now?
Well, I like the changes that they, you know, to go with the modern day style and everything that's happening right now. I mean, it's just been so many changes. Like I said, we started our first recording on a reel-to-reel.
Yeah.
And then it went to the cassette. Now we at CDs, and you know, and now it's all
Digital
stuff.
Yeah.
Well, you know, don't nothing stay the same. It just
Not
get
to
better
stay
and
the
better
same.
and
Just
better
get better with
every
time.
time.
Yeah. One thing that's incredible about you guys, you know, your fans have stayed with y'all throughout the course of this journey.
Thank you, fans. We love y'all.
Even into the, you know, the social media age, like they still showing up in droves for UTurn. How would you address that?
We adore our fans 100% out there.
You know, on social media, like I said, every time we put anything out there, they always respond to it. So, I mean, you know, we appreciate them very much. Still following us about all these years.
Absolutely. Now, of course, you definitely got some merch on, looks like. Let's talk about these shirts, man, and how could the people check them out?
Oh, Corey, that's all Corey
That's
right
all-
here.
okay.
Corey Cash
Yeah.
is responsible for these, man. And a lot of people had never heard of this, but these are smart shirts.
Smart shirts? Wait a minute. What's a smart
These are
shirt? What is
smart
that?
shirts. So we'll
You
have
want to
to
show them a
we have to
demonstration?
reveal. We have to reveal that
Okay.
public. We can't.
Okay. They got to see. They got to see it
Yeah,
face
they
to
have to
face.
see it for themselves.
Oh,
These
yeah.
are smart shirts.
But of course, you guys can purchase these shirts. They're available right now. You can purchase it on Instagram, UTurn Band, and on Facebook. What's you guys' Facebook?
UTurn Band Memphis.
Okay, absolutely. So, of course, with that, they can also stay tuned with your social media for like upcoming performances and events and tour dates and all that type of stuff, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, so we got to talk, man. We're talking about being a musician and balancing the family and a regular life. How has that been for you guys?
You have to have the love and support of your significant other, your wife. Like for instance, my wife.
Yeah.
She's been supporting me for these 45, 50 years now. So, and she's usually there at the show, you know. But if she don't, she's still supporting.
You got to have an understanding, wife.
Very,
Knowing, you know, this is just like a job.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
the bread coming to you, the bread coming to me. You know, as long as the understanding there, it's gonna work.
Absolutely.
Yes, it all comes from motivation. You know, like motivation is 100% of your family, you know, supporting you like that, and that what makes it work and keep going.
yes, sir.
Absolutely. So, outside of music and you guys' spare time, you got any hobbies or anything? Like what you guys doing? I know we watching sports. What we doing? Talk to me.
Well, it with this music thing, it's really kind of hard to have
Another hobby.
another hobby other than the music. Now we're musicians at church as well.
Okay. Okay.
So that takes a lot of our time too, with the band and then rehearsing with the church as well. So that ties up a lot of time.
No doubt. So one thing that I do want to dive into, and I want to do it as carefully as possible. Now, in the introduction, I did mention, the one and only U-turn.
Yes.
I do understand that there is another U-turn out there. How would you describe it or address that? Because I mean, we definitely want the fans and the viewers to stay tuned to you guys. But if there's another one out there, then we don't want any confusion. You know what I'm saying? Right. So how do we address that?
So we just want that other side to know that it's not personal. It's all business.
Okay.
So when it boils down, like you stated from the jump, it's only the original, only one you
We
turn.
started this
Right.
back in the 70s, so we feel like we have the rights to that.
Right.
Using that's our name.
Yeah.
We're the only UTurn band as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
So what you see right now is the roots.
Yeah.
We're the originals.
We're talking about the ones who are, sharing the stage with Ike Turner, with Rufus Thomas, with
Exactly.
man,
Legendary.
they could do it all.
Johnny Taylor.
Exactly.
everybody,
Exactly. So that's why I say, accept no imitation. And of course, this isn't any shade or anything. It was just, we wanted to clear up the road. We don't want no mud in the water. We want understanding. We want the fans to be able to get what they've been wanting and what they've been getting for the last 50 years. So that's the only reason why I brought that up.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, no knock against them.
Yeah.
They're good. They just need another night.
I got you. So hey, we got that laid out.
Yeah,
So it's all understood. We all
And
good.
I got to put this in. The majority of those guys are females, weren't even born yet. Not no mother number.
Yeah. I understand. But like I said, man, nothing beats what was original. There's nothing like the original. You can't copy anything. You can't. It's only one. It's only one. So with that being said, I gotta say thank you, brothers, for being guests on Brink Radio. Believe it or not, this is my first group. On here.
Thank you for
and
Appreciate it.
I'm thankful. You know what I'm saying? I'm
It's a
thankful.
privilege and honor to have us here, then, man.
Hey, I'm in the presence of legends. You know what I'm saying? Hey, they people call me a living legend. I hear them, but I don't
have to
always
agree
agree.
with you. From what I see, my surroundings in your studio, oh yeah, you a living legend.
I appreciate that, but you guys are definitely legends. We're talking about legendary group U-Turn. You guys make sure y'all stay tuned for them. And when this single comes out, I need you to play it like 100,000 million times. Buy it, stream it, do all of that. And when they show up to your city, pull up. Hey, my guy KT, he actually be jumping off the stage when they do jump.
Flying like a bird.
So you better
One
catch
more
him.
shout out too.
Yeah.
Brink. I want to shout out to Al Capone. Man.
Okay. Al Capone, yeah.
That's our boy. We're gonna be doing some work with him as well.
Okay, definitely
That's
shout
why I'm
out
coming
to
work with Al.
Definitely shout out to legendary Scarface Al Capone, my guy.
sir.
With
Yes,
that being
sir.
said, thank you, brothers, again for being guests on Brink Radio. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you,
very much.
man. Thank you.
Thank you.
No doubt. Now back to Brink Radio. Don't move.